People often wonder why I buy heifers instead of cows, and a couple of reasons. I like to get these younger heifers that are going to last several years, hopefully. But the other thing, back when I used to buy cows, bred cows, the aging of cows is very subjective because you use the mouth depending on how many teeth they've got and how worn the teeth are. Here in Missouri, we age them up until they're 7 by how many teeth they have in their mouth. Once they're past 7, we call them short and solid. And short and solid usually covers something from 7 to 10 years old. And then they go up to what's called broken mouth. They start losing teeth and they get worn down. Broken mouth, they can stay in that classification from about 10 to 15, 16 years old. After that, they lose so many teeth, they're just classified as O for old. A good example of that, of how subjective it is, here a few years ago, I had a college student working for me part-time. I let him go to the sale barn and buy cows for me. He knew what kind of cows I wanted. Well, he knew that I also loved blue roan cows. I always kept one on, if for nothing else, for good luck. Well, we had sold my last blue roan the fall before. We'd culled her. And so he called me that day and he said, I've got some cows bought and I got a blue roan bought I know you'll love. So I go to the sale barn, meet him there, take the trailer, get them paid for. He says, let's go back and look at that blue roan. So we're on the catwalk up above the cows, and he says, there she is. Do you like her? And I said, yeah, I like her about as well as I did when we sold her last fall. And sure enough, when we got her in the trailer, we smoothed her hair back, and there's my brand. He said, I'm so sorry. And I said, no, don't be sorry. I said, first of all, she was short and solid when we sold her. And look, she's a 7-year-old now, so she's younger. I said, how much do you give for her? And he said, I give 4 1/4 for her. I said, yeah, we got $4.75 for her when we sold her last fall. So we made $50 on her and somebody else wintered her. So that just goes to show you that the mouthing for age is really subjective. I've bought cows that were supposed to be 5-year-olds. I'm pretty sure they were short and solid, maybe even broken mouth. And the other way, it's so subjective. With heifers, you know how old they are. These are 2-year-old, and they're ready to calve.